It is Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever time it is all over the world, and we welcome you to our awesome show, Boob Tube, with my lovely co-host. Hello, lovely co-host.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah. We've got the amazing Casey Carter and Desiree, aka Desirable Bottom, and of course yours truly, Kari Anthony, aka Platinum Pussy. How's your week been, guys?
Oh my God, pretty good. It's been crazy, actually. I don't think I've slept much this week between watching our show, now taping this show. I got to tape another show this afternoon and another show tomorrow, and my day job. I haven't slept at all this week.
Wow, you're a popular person these days, and our podcast went up finally.
Thank you. And I was getting ready to say that next. I'm like, I woke up this morning. It was like, oh my God. Wait, why did someone on Instagram tell me I sound great talking about, what was it, Brussels sprouts?
Yeah.
They were all
shredded Brussels sprouts.
Shaved Brussels sprouts.
Shaved.
Yes.
Shredded.
She was all geeked out about, oh my God, you sound so good. I'm like, I'm talking about Brussels sprouts, but okay.
Okay. Desiree, what about you? Share your week with us.
So I've been making content for my official website and OnlyFans, and it's raining here, so staying mostly indoors.
Aren't you under quarantine anyways? You're supposed to be indoors.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
we can occasionally step out and go work out, but now you got to alternate that. So.
Hey. My week has been pretty fantastic. I went to the virtual AW Summit, which is basically kind of like a B2B summit that they usually have overseas, and it was virtual this year due to COVID, so that was interesting. It was a pretty decent setup, and I met some amazing people on there, so that was exciting. And then learned a lot about social media and a lot of things that I thought I knew but didn't know. So that's always exciting. And much like you, Casey, I've been doing a lot of, trying to get my podcast situated because, I crashed my editing software.
Maybe we shouldn't have talked for 2 hours.
That might have been an issue. 2 hours, and we had to keep telling each other, like, there's multiple times throughout the entire podcast where we were both like, okay, enough is enough, we got to go now. No, for real this time, we're gonna go. It was literally like girlfriends on the phone when you just keep talking, and then like 5 hours later you're like, dude, like, for real, I gotta go to bed, like
I gotta go.
So it was awesome. So yeah, PlatinumPussyRadio.com is where you can find our interview and podcast. Desiree, we're waiting on you.
I'm up next.
She's a busy lady. So we have a fun show today. Who wants to announce our topic?
I think Desiree should, because it was her idea.
Yes, go ahead,
Desiree. Stripper movies. So it's going to be so much fun for us to discuss today on BoobTube.
Oh my goodness. It was interesting looking up content, like I thought, because Hustlers, that's where I came up with the idea. I've been wanting to watch Hustlers. And so when we were coming up with ideas, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to look up stripper movies. And I thought there would be a lot more than there was. And I was highly disappointed.
And, I found some, I don't think I wrote it down. I was supposed to. No, I didn't write it down, but I found a lot, believe it or not. But they were like dated. Some of them were like really dated, and then they had some foreign looking things. So when I looked at your list, I was like, okay, the majority of the list that we have were definitely on the list I saw. But yeah, I wasn't crazy about what I found. So
yeah. Definitely. So without further ado, let's talk about some of these movies. Desiree, do you want to tell us the first one on the list?
So I think it was Hustler.
Oh.
Yeah, Hustlers. I love that movie with J-Lo and Cardi B. It was really great. I watched it.
I started watching it last night, and I didn't get a chance to finish it, but it's interesting watching people paw on J-Lo, but not paw on J-Lo. Like the whole time I was watching it, I'm like, okay, they're not really. I didn't see what I see when I go to the stripper club, but and I kept saying to myself, well, they can't touch J-Lo like that. But then they had Cardi B in it, and I'm like, no, we should be touching Cardi B just like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was surprised there wasn't as much like strip club scenes. Like it was more or less like the story behind how they started, getting these big time Wall Street guys to, run up their credit cards and, go watch the movie. I don't want to be a spoiler.
Right. But I agree. I thought the same thing. I was a little disappointed actually.
Yeah.
I will say though, J-Lo's acting was good. She played a good boss babe stripper lady. Like I did think that J-Lo did a fantastic job. And what I was looking for, there was a lot of controversy around like how the film company, when they came in and filmed at the club, how they didn't pay the strippers that were, obviously not able to work because they were filming, and how they, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, look, this club is now going to be forever famous. J-Lo was on your pole, babe.
Yeah. And if I could just say, I know it's early in the show, but I've been waiting to talk about Hustlers, so I can say if ever there was like somebody who had an effect on the career of a really good actor and producer, J-Lo did kind of mess with Ben Affleck for a hot second. I'm just throwing that out there. She did kind of salty up his stuff for a little bit, and he was looking real foolish, but he recovered.
She does have that effect, though, because she did it to Mark Anthony. She did it to all the dancers that she dated and married and whatever. And even Puff Daddy had a little bit of a wonk, wonk, wonk after J-Lo. So she definitely has the coochie of death.
Yeah, which makes me wonder, did she get with A-Rod before or after they retired him hot, fast, and in a hurry? Because when they said he was retiring, the Yankees gave him nothing. They didn't even let him finish out the year. He was a few home runs off of breaking records, and they were like, yeah, bye-bye. So I wonder when that happened, in terms of their dating.
I don't know, but I think they're a very, very cute couple. I actually think they look that they're, at least on social media, they look really happy together. And I like that they have like that blended family dynamic, which we talked about with Will and Jada. They have that really inclusive and loving family dynamic that is awesome. And A-Rod's hot. I would definitely
smash.
I would smash. Yeah. I'll take both of them. We can have a threesome.
See, you're now starting to think like I do. I'm just saying.
I always did, but I had to let it out like a little bit at a time. Your inner slut just went like, phew. My inner slut is like a little bit more,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I got you.
All right. Now, next movie. Go ahead. Casey?
Our next movie is Showgirls. That's the Demi Moore one, right?
No, that's Striptease.
Oh.
Showgirls
So is this
the one with the girl from Saved by the Bell?
Jessie Spano. Oh my God. Did I love talk about this? This is like, that was everything I lived my high school career for.
It was such a wanky movie. Like it was a B movie for sure. But
I didn't even realize that there was a movie going on. I thought it was just literally Jessie Spano as a stripper. That was the only thing I saw. I don't remember any storyline. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember that Jessie Spano from Saved by the Bell got super naked.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that.
That's kind of like the whole premise for the movie is like, 75 minutes of Jessie Spano being like
super slutty.
Super slutty.
Right, because she was super nerdy on
that,
the show.
That was the whole point. She was like the geeky kind of like do no wrong kind of girl, super tall and kind of like, you know, a little awkward or whatever. And then all of a sudden, like 5 years later or whatever, like I don't care about, you know, AC Slater or Zach Morris or any of the, you know, Screech, all those people. Well, Screech had his own like porn thing that went on later, but.
No, really?
Dude, you don't remember? He got a rusty trombone in a porn movie. You don't remember this? It was like a whole thing.
It was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I'm studied up on the adult side of Saved by the Bell.
Okay, apparently. I personally like Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Lark. What was her name? Lark Voorhees, yeah. Although she kind of went a little woo, but yeah. Did she ever do porn?
I don't think so. Oh. No. But I do happen to really like Tiffany's cooking show.
Yes.
It is really, really good. Really good.
Is she still as cute as she was back then?
At least she was on the cooking show, and that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't seem to be aging badly.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen Jessie Spanos in a while.
Well, that was and so getting back to Showgirls, like she like disappeared after Saved by the Bell. She reappeared for Showgirls, and then she never came back out again. Like I think she crawled into a hole somewhere and never reappeared.
Sadly, that movie was worthy of crawling underground.
Casey's about to get a good blow.
Okay, yeah.
Tell us about what you're gonna do with the lawn guy.
I'm gonna strangle them.
Well, with your tits. Okay.
Anyway,
So the next one is Striptease, and Striptease is the one with Demi Moore, which it's an okay movie. I enjoyed watching Demi Moore, you know, strip. I do, you know, one of the things I do like is it feels like with stripper movies, the actresses really get into their role and really figure out like the dynamics of a stripper and really learn the moves. Like I was shocked at how many, I know that some of the scenes in Hustlers are not actually J-Lo, but a lot of the stuff was J-Lo. And I was really shocked to see J-Lo working that pole as well as she did. And the same thing with Demi. Demi learned some real stage presence as a stripper. So, you know.
People think it's easy, but it's not, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, and it's funny because I didn't really care for either of those movies. You know, Showgirls or Striptease, I thought they were super cheesy. But I did think that those girls tried really hard to look authentic.
I definitely feel like it was just the way, you know how like when you're making a movie, a big time production, there's certain aspects that all have to be cohesive in order for that movie to be, you know, successful. And, you know, when you have a bad actor or you have like a poor storyline, I feel like the storyline was cheesy. And then you had this like, I think they spent all their money on Demi, and then the rest of the actors were just like mediocre. And, you know, and because it was a stripper movie, I felt like, because I think there were some other like, you know, pretty popular actors in there, but I felt like they were like, oh, this is just a stripper movie, so I'm just going to show up, collect my paycheck, and go home. They didn't really like give it a encore performance. So anyhow, what would your stripper name be if you were a stripper?
Who, me?
Well, all of us.
It'd be Casey Carter.
She was like, that'll be Casey Carter.
It'd be
Desiree.
Casey Carter. Yeah.
I don't know, something like Peachy or something. I don't know. Peachy Bottom.
Peachy Bottom.
Peachy Bottom.
Actual, like, oh man, it's supposed to be like this, like incognito identity. Mine was gonna be Diamond, because you know there's got to be a diamond at every strip club.
Yes.
But that was something I came up with like when I was young. Like in my early 20s, I actually went and applied to be a stripper at this like super, what's the word I'm looking for? let's just say it's not like an upscale club, but I went and applied and they were like, you can do this. And so they were like, you have to come in at like 11 o'clock in the morning and they see like your stage presence. I got on the stage and walked right off because I was like, okay, this is not for me. And then my other stripper situation was I was hosting BBW events at like Hustler Club and Little Darlings. And one of the nights it snowed. And so like none of the girls came, that like only 2 of the girls showed up. So I had this like whole like 3 or 4 hours to fill. So needless to say, who had to get on there, and that's the type of person I am. I'm like, hey, if my girls don't show up, then I'll, fill it in. So I get on stage. And 3 minutes later, I'm like, oh, listen, I have the utmost respect for strippers. They work hard for that dollar. They work hard for that dollar. And I felt like 3 minutes felt like a lifetime. I could not wait to get off the stage. And I made good money for my little 3 minutes. But afterwards, I was like, oh my gosh. So, yeah. All right. Next one, Desiree.
Okay, we got Flashdance.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love Flashdance. Holy cow. Love Flashdance. Brings back tremendous memories.
Classic. I think it's probably by far the ultimate best strip club movie ever.
Especially because it doesn't feel like a strip club movie.
I'm a maniac.
Right? When you're watching it, it's the story of her life versus it being a strip club movie.
I feel like it's one of the very few 80s movies that even though time has and technology has progressed, it's still very classic, and it doesn't I love it. You just can't compare. I love that she had that huge warehouse studio apartment. That was so bomb. She had a gorgeous dog. And, you can't take the scene where she's a maniac on the floor.
Funny thing is I actually have one of the sound effects queued up, which is from Tommy Boy when he does the gas thing.
I'm a maniac on the floor. And I'm dancing like I've never
If not for anything,
before.
I'm just glad for Flashdance because it gave us that clip of Chris Farley doing that in Tommy Boy.
Yes. Yeah.
And don't forget the beauty of the 80s of it, like the puffy white socks and like the leg warmers and like
Yes.
Still hot to this day, by the way.
And remember, she had the big curly hair, and it was, oh my God, everything about it was so classic. And then I was nearly heartbroken when I found out that she wasn't doubles that did her dance. There were 2 body doubles that did her dancing.
No.
Wow.
So look at yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 body doubles that did the actual dancing. And like one of the body doubles was a dude, because remember at one point she does break dancing. They used an actual break dancer to do the footwork for that particular segment. So, yeah.
Well, I will say this. Knowing that information just gave me all the more respect for that movie. For it to be back in that time, I never knew. Yeah. I never knew. So kudos, Flashdance.
Yeah.
Hold on. Gotta do the Tommy Boy. All right, next one. Casey Carter.
Welcome to the Players Club.
Oh my gosh. Classic.
Oh my God, that movie. I went back through and looked at the cast. They had like a shit ton of people in this movie, even if it was for like a hot second. I mean, Jamie Foxx was in it. Master P was in it. Ice Cube was in it.
Bernie Mac.
Thank you. Bernie Mac was in it. I'm like, how did y'all hide all these people in this movie?
It was actually star-studded, although at the time those were all, people that were still breaking into like comedy, and because there was comedians, there was people in the music industry. Like Players Club was a really well cultivated, like diverse people from all aspects of the entertainment industry that were so brand new back then. But now, even the girl that plays the cousin that ended up, getting beat up, she's now not so much currently, but she ended up having a pretty decent career for a while. And, the famous scene where she gets beat up and, Diamond and the girl, the one with the big puffy blonde hair. I can't remember her name in the movie, but yeah, they're in the locker room and they get into a tussle. Yeah, great movie. Get on the floor, get on the floor. I wish I had my life.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, that was pretty classic.
Yeah, it sure was. Next we have Magic Mike. I had to throw some guys in there, and of course it stars one of my I have a little thing for Channing Tatum.
Really? You don't say.
You don't say. Yes.
Smash.
Smashing. Yes.
Smash.
He is. That movie I liked. I did like Magic Mike. I'm not big on like the whole Chippendales and male exotic dancer thing, but I will say Magic Mike was aesthetically pleasing.
I got a question for you guys on this one, because I always hear women say that they're like, I'm not a male dancer kind of girl, like I don't go to male strip clubs or whatever. And then I look at the audience at Exotica when we have male dancers on stage, and there's like 8,000 women at the stage going fucking crazy, like, just like eating their own fist to like try and get some sweat on them. And I realized that I think that you guys are just full of shit. I think.
Listen, I would not. I'd be the first one to tell you. I want it all. Give it. Like I've said, I don't discriminate. If it's good, it's good.
What about you, Desiree?
Yeah, I would go, or I would have an experience like that. For sure.
Okay, so maybe it's just like two out of three boob tube hosts approve. It's like dentists.
Yeah.
I'll go and be someone's support system, but okay, so there's a reason why. Okay.
Let's hear it.
When I turned 21, I lived in Florida, and in Florida, this was like the age when the male dancer thing was like huge. And there was a club in my city that used to have 2 nights a week, Thursdays and Saturdays. It was called Shades, and they had the male review, quote unquote, the male review. And literally like the 2-hour show was only women. And then after that, they would open up the club, and then, everyone else could come in, the general public. So it started at 9, and then it opened up for regular business at 11. So it was awkward because I ended up running into my sister there. I ended up running into my mother there, like it people that I worked with. But beyond that, I ended up getting really acquainted. I'm one of those people, like, if I really like going somewhere, I want to know the owners. I get to know the bartenders, the security. Like, you're going to know me so that if something happens, I have backup. But anyways, I get really familiar with the dancers, and a majority of them were gay. And then the other few that weren't gay were assholes. They were some big, buff, arrogant pricks. And I was so disappointed because I'm like, man, can't one of you just be like a okay, nice guy? So anyways, my experience with the strippers was just So, and then we went a lot. So, because, it wasn't really like, it was like $10 to get in. So, the novelty of the whole male dancer thing just kind of wore off, and eventually just was like, I'll go if you want me to, but every once in a while. I will say I did see Chippendales a couple of times in Vegas just to go with the girls that were visiting me, and obviously we couldn't go to all the adult stuff, so that was kind of the buffer between the real adult stuff and stepping out. And we did go see Chippendales in Las Vegas, and there was a guy in there that was pretty tasty, I will say. And he, the thing is he put on a really good performance. Like, he took over the stage, and it wasn't just this guy that comes out in a police uniform and rips it off. Like, he had this like whole, he was a naval officer, and he did like the whole Top Gun thing, and it was hot. It was hot. I'm not gonna lie, it was hot. So, anyways, moving along, Desiree.
The last movie we have is Chocolate City. Yum.
Yeah.
Yum. That's all I have to say.
I have to concur. I wish hold on, let me make a card real quick. I brought my pen this time so that I could make cards as we went along because I was thinking about it last time. But yeah, yum. Hold on. Smash the whole entire cast. Like,
Exactly.
Chugga chugga choo choo.
Yes, it's a nice variety of chocolate. Nice variety. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yummy. Oh, my bad.
I think you might have a little.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it.
I'm a drooling a little bit. All right. So you guys have your bags. You gotta have your bags. Show us your bags.
I literally, I don't know what I did with it. I brought it out. And it's not. I don't know.
Oh my God.
I'll just.
Every good stripper. Oh, you're just gonna put your money in your tits?
Yes.
It's
My
not
mom.
a safe place.
My mom calls it Black City National Bank. I grew up watching Black women in my family pull money out from their boobs. That's all Black City National Bank.
Trust me, I hide things in there too. Like I have a very bad habit of sticking my cell phone in there and, get sweaty. So you're not supposed to put it underneath your boobs. Anyways, well, we were all supposed to have our stripper bags. But anyways, this has a funny story attached to it. So I went to California, to LA last summer for the XRCO Awards, okay? And got toasted because, people get real generous at these award shows when they get drunk and start buying you drink after drink after drink. And before you know it, you are, 10 sheets to the wind. So being that where it was held, the venue is like right around the corner. It's like right off of Hollywood Boulevard. So I get drunk and we're waiting for the Uber, which I didn't know where to tell them to come pick me up at because I was drunk, intoxicated to say the least. And so we go walking, waiting for our Uber because the Uber guy's like, no, I'm on this side. And it's like, at this corner junction of Hollywood Boulevard, it's like a huge four-way. So there's like all these different areas and corners that we could be at. So we're walking. In the meantime, I get distracted and even forget I'm waiting for my Uber and walk into this shop, this souvenir shop. And I saw this bag because, it's glitter and it's got the little bunny ears. And I went hysterical over this bag. It was $20. And I ended up with this bag, and it's just useless because I'm not a stripper, so I don't have anything to put in it. But that's how I acquired this bag, lost on Hollywood Boulevard.
Love it.
I should have been a stripper. All right. We have another segment. We're done with stripper movies, unless you have any you want to add, Miss Casey or Desiree.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm ready for the never ever.
Ooh. Ooh. You want to read them?
Okay. So starting off with, what are we gonna? Are we holding up something true, false? I meant to ask about that. Did we decide? Because we're not taking shots right now.
I think true and false is good.
Okay, that works.
Okay. All right. So, never have I ever had sex in public.
False.
I had to make mine up, sorry. Well, I've had sex in public. Matter of fact, we talked about that last time, the craziest, kinkiest place we had sex.
Exactly.
So, to hear those stories, tune into episode 2.
And provided we're here for several more, there may be more stories about the public incidents. But anyway, never have I ever been in a parade.
False.
We've all been in a parade. We're fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, yes. I've actually had the pleasure of being in the New York City St. Patrick's Day Parade 3 times.
Oh, wow. Mine wasn't that popular. Mine was just that I was in a LGBTQ pride, and I was just a butterfly, a rainbow butterfly.
I went to the LGBTQ parade as well in Toronto, and I thought that was an unforgettable experience. Really cool.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
Casey, you left your Hitachi on.
That's a pretty powerful Hitachi.
Which goes well with our next question, our next true or false.
Never have I ever been in an orgy.
I'm gonna go.
What do you consider an orgy? Like, how many people is an orgy?
I'm sorry.
I'm waiting for you to come. Like, that's pretty powerful. Like, I'm waiting for you to reach your, like, all right. I guess true. Like, how many people is in an orgy? Jay, do you have any, like, opinions about this?
It's got to be more than 6 or 8.
Oh, yeah.
6?
Then I don't buy.
Okay, so wait. Never have I ever been in an orgy? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. Go ahead, Miss Casey.
Never have I ever been in a threesome.
Oh,
Shocker.
Actually, it is quite shocking if you think we all say false on the threesome, but we also all said true on the orgy.
I'm actually more surprised that you would look to me for the right answer to that, because I am not the person to ask. That is not that's not my forte. So.
Okay. Never have I ever illegally taken something across the border. Miss Desiree. Ooh,
Yeah, I'll tell you the story. We just smuggled over some cigars, actually, some Cubans.
wow.
No marijuana.
Masturbating. Go ahead.
No marijuana, none of that stuff, but we smuggled some Cubans. That's it.
Okay. Oh wait, I skipped over never have I ever got caught masturbating.
False. I've been caught. Casey, you've never been busted?
I'm too damn sneaky.
How though? You're doing it now. Your fucking vibrator's back there having a party on its own. You're so false.
No, it's true. There's a difference between you've been invited to watch and I'm doing it. You don't know. So I'm just saying.
Though. I'm gonna give it to you though. That was a good save. All right, next one.
Never have I ever been in handcuffs. Now, okay. So here's the thing. I'm saying false on that, but I think we should clarify what our false means.
I've had them done both personally and I've been to jail. So
okay, so I've only had it done personally, and it was with real handcuffs, and
which hurt. There's a reason they're fuzzy. Hello.
Okay, real handcuffs, and the key did not function properly. And so there was a lot of lubricating of my hand to get my hand out of the cuff. And
good thing the cop had lubrication.
Yeah.
So yeah, it hurt. It hurt a lot. It was very black and blue. This particular thumb, or was it this? I don't know. One of these thumbs was no good for a while. But it did not stop me from completing my tasks, is all I'm saying.
Nice.
That's always good. All right, next. Desiree, do you want to read some?
Please, yes.
Sure. Never have I ever seen a been?
Never been seen.
It would be been seen, yeah. Never have I ever been seen topless on a beach. I'm gonna go false.
I've been bucket naked. Hallandale Beach, Florida. Matter of fact, I was there for Exotica, and we left Exotica and went to the nude beach. I got so sunburned. I was supposed to come back and do like a little 2-hour thing at the booth, but I got so sunburnt from being naked, and I was only there like a half hour. But I got so sunburned, I had to go back to my room and like bathe in aloe vera. It was awful. It was awful. Okay, next.
Never have I ever smoked marijuana. False. Never have I ever woken up drunk the next day.
Hold up. This one, there's a better one to this. Never have I ever woken up drunk the next day and didn't remember who I was in bed with.
Oh, that's a false for me too.
Sorry.
It's even better writing to them again in the future, and they're like, "Hey, you don't remember our night?" And I'm just like, "Who are you?" They're like,
Exactly. Yes.
and I'm like,
I was like, dude, what's your name again?
Wow.
hey, you know.
Oh. Never have I ever swam naked in a pool or beach.
I had a pool in my backyard here at the camp house, and we used to be naked in that bitch all the time.
Love it.
Another moment I learned about not wearing coconut oil in the pool and getting in the sun for 2 hours.
Let me just point something out, because I don't think you've caught on to this. Your complexion leads to a little bit of roasting.
You think? I thought the words SPF were just before SPH. That's small penis humiliation for anyone who's listening and doesn't, or watching and doesn't know what SPH is. Okay, Desiree.
Never have I ever fucked a little person. I'll say true, because I've never done that. Sorry, guys.
I have a video. I have a video.
Never.
And he's still a fan. Like, he still talks to me on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everywhere. And I'm like, oh, that was kind of one of those things that just happened and probably will never. I don't want to say will never happen again, but yeah. All right, go ahead, Desiree.
Never have I ever forgotten I slept with someone.
Oh, that was the one. I already said it. I had to butt it in.
Right. So that would be.
Okay.
Casey,
never have I ever farted during sex. I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You need to expand your horizons, Casey. She's like.
Clearly, I'm missing out on something. Apparently, yes.
You've never been hotboxed?
I guess not. No.
Oh my gosh. I have a funny story. So I was on set, and before we went to go shoot, this is when I very first started and learned that you do not eat before you shoot. Okay, you just don't. It could create a number of issues, and farting is one of them. So we get ready to start shooting, and all of a sudden I just like crop dusted. So I was like, oh, okay, well, I got it out now, so it's done. They're like, okay, they're giving me the rundown, telling me like how we're going to start out this position and that position. And he gets ready to come in because, one of the positions is I'm laying on my back and he's going to, partake in some oral fun. And Chipotle came flying, not the literal, but like the fart came out. And I have never been so embarrassed in my whole life. The crew started laughing. They filmed it, so it was on film.
In your general direction.
The actor literally went and showered and was like, I suggest you do the same. And I was just like, buzzkill. And so like it took me like a good 15, 20 minutes to get myself back together because I was so embarrassed. And then luckily someone on set was like, here's some Gas X. You might need this. But yeah, we had to air out the set and everything. It was bad. Chipotle before shooting or just eating in general. Like when you're getting ready to do some intimate stuff with people, you might just want to think about, and you know, like if you're personally in a situation, like it's different because you can't really be like, oh, I'm really sorry, honey. We can't do it for another 2 hours because I had Chipotle. But when you're filming a scene, you have control over that. So
Right. Yeah.
things to think about.
Or we talk about like flatulence from like vagina or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? There's that too. Like I had people say that. Exactly. Queefing. Yeah.
Queefing.
So, I mean, what can you do? You know, it happens.
That's different though. That's from actually engaging in the act of. So that's air being pushed in. That's not like air that just seeped in and then one day like you move and it's like, you know what I mean? A queef is totally because of the act of. Farting is totally like.
Well, I'm glad we got that straight.
He's over there.
My God.
This episode of Boob Tube is sponsored by Chipotle and Gas X. Hit us up at info@3xevents.com for sponsorship information.
Right. Next week's show is going to be eating a burrito while we're farting. No. That's
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a little TV trivia.
Yeah, hold on. That's my dance music.
Thank you for the dance moves, ladies.
For money. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So yes, you've got your cards for your A, B, C, D options. Excellent. All right. So here we go. Question number: what it was Alex Keaton's middle initial? A, T like Tom. B, R, C, J, or D, P?
D. I'm going to go with B.
And the correct answer is D, P.
Oh.
Alex P. Keaton.
Yep.
Platinum.
Right.
We need a little board.
Next question. Which show literally jumped the shark? A, Love Boat. B, Happy Days. C, The Muppet Show. Or D, Starsky and Hutch?
We're going to go with C. Yeah.
And the correct answer belongs to J. It is B, Happy Days.
Oh, I didn't even know he was playing.
I was made for this show. Sorry. Go right ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Play along.
Number 3. What does Alf like to eat? A, B, goldfish. C, chocolate. Or D, cats?
C.
It is D. Alf likes to eat cats.
Because they kept he kept taking the cats from the neighborhood.
Yes, they just was slowly disappearing. Which
like
Golden
big
Girl
brownie,
owned? Which Golden Girl owned their Miami home? A, Rosen Island. B, Blanche Devereaux. C, Dorothy. Or D, Sophia? Correct answer is Blanche Devereaux. The correct answer is B.
Oh, I didn't know Blanche owned the home.
Yes. All right. Here's another one. Name the postal worker on Seinfeld. Is it A, Sherman, B, Newman, C, Wilson, or D, Peterman? I got an answer from Jay. I got an answer from Desiree. All right, the answer is B, Newman. You remember?
I my card.
Newman. All right, next question. What was Doc's full name on the Love Boat? A, John Becker. B, Jerry Helper. C, Adam Bricker. or D, Burl Smith? Just go for it. What you got? Anything. I got an answer from Desiree. Believe it or not, Jay, your guess was correct. C, Adam Ricker. All right, next question.
Going off.
Love this question. Who drinks milk and Pepsi? Oh my God, don't do this to me. And Jay, you need to know this because you got the shark question right. So you need to know this. Who drinks milk and Pepsi?
Do we get what are the options?
A, Laverne DeFazio, B, Shirley Feeney, C, Joni Cunningham, D, Pinky Tuscadero. I got one from Desiree. The correct answer goes to the Canadian Laverne DeFazio.
What? Go ahead.
Yes.
Hey.
All right, next question. Who said the plane? The plane.
Oh. Wait.
Was it A, tattoo, B, gopher, C, Potsy, or D, Mr. Rourke?
Okay.
Excellent. Yes. It was tattoo.
The plane.
Next we've got on the first episode of Lost, which airline's flight from Sydney to Los Angeles crashed on a remote island? A, TWA, B, Atlantic, C, Oceanic, or D, Ajira?
I'm just following Jay.
Damn it. That was what you know what? I'm going to wait now. Cheaters.
The correct answer is C. And I got one more. This is the last.
I should have kept my mouth shut. You just led the way for me.
Okay. Okay. Last question. What was Walter White's alias in Breaking Bad? A, Maximo, B, Markowski, C, Heisenberg, or D, Saul Goodman? Good, Jay. Okay, I got a B, I got a D. Thank you, Jay. It was Heisenberg.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry.
I really don't appreciate that now you want to hold back your answers.
To trivia. Yeah.
Okay. So much fun.
Jay, you're holding out on me, man. You were supposed to lead the way.
Listen, you know what? I suspected it, and then you admitted it, and so I actually didn't realize that I would actually be so good at that. So I think I might have found a new calling.
Did you see the theme? Majority of the questions were 80s sitcoms.
You know, yeah, that's true.
I got that one right. What is the theme?
No, as soon as you dipped into like the early 80s is where you lost me. Like once you got into like Love Boat, like that one threw me off. Like anything pop culture from like 86 on is like right in my wheelhouse. That was back when I had the brain space to be able to know that stuff.
But you knew the Happy Days question.
Yes, because I knew the story behind jumping the shark. He physically like that was like the point of the show where it was like the last season or whatever, and the dude's like literally in like water skiing behind a boat, and he jumps over a shark, and so that's that's
why
the
you knew that.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
And I just got right, bullshit lucky guessing on like one or two of the other ones.
Okay. All right, ladies, that's all I got for you this week.
Oh man, I thought we were gonna have more questions. I just wanted to lose some more because Jay abandoned me. I thought I shouldn't have said anything. Gosh, being honest.
Well, what do we have coming up next week, hon?
What do we have coming up next week? We have some more amazing Never Ever Have I's. They're gonna get juicier. I mean, we had to start off,
basic,
small, yeah. And I think we should go with the next theme as vampires, which should make you very happy, Casey.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Desiree's kind of like, oh, okay.
I don't have no teeth. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
You have
That's
teeth.
okay.
Maybe I can wear a cape or something. Yeah, my Batwoman cape or.
Well, I've got the complexion for it for sure.
Relate or hate, right? Well,
later hate. I know I'm not going outside to get any. Well, it's raining right now anyway, so.
Agreed.
I definitely, not getting any sun for sure, by choice and by happenstance. So, is there anything exciting coming up in the future week before we are back here in our vampire outfits and never ever have I.
Maybe the week is yet nigh and yet early, so who knows?
Yeah, you said that, nigh and early. So let's see this vibrator that's been going off all day.
What vibrator? You talking about landscapers?
Yes, invite them in.
Don't lie to us, Casey. We know the truth.
She's edging.
Follow the rest of this video on our OnlyFans page. No.
I saw that. I saw my little tag. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we finally jumped onto OnlyFans too. I mean, we're still, we're 100% free on there, so anybody can go on. It's at Exotica and follow us. Are looking for constant places to kind of host some of our videos because let's just say that YouTube and us don't get along all the time. So, we got to make sure we get everything out everywhere. So
I saw that last week when we were watching, and all of a sudden, it was like, oh, this broadcast is no longer available. I was like, what?
And no. Yeah, and the craziest thing is like it's it'll be you guys sitting here talking. It's not like and to be honest, like there's some stuff that they haven't stopped us for that we're like, this is gonna end badly, and nothing. And then there's random times where it's just like, yeah.
Crazy.
Welcome to the mainstream media.
Yeah. Highly censored.
Well, I'm looking forward to the vampires. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. What is your vampire name?
I don't have one. It's probably Casey Carter.
Oh my God.
It's going to always be Casey
Carter. I'm not
Carter.
even going to ask you that anymore. I'm going to come up with a good one. Don't worry. I even have the old fashioned hair, the big Victorian hair. It's a wig that's been in a package for a couple of years that I've just never pulled it out because I need my stuff to be straight out of the bag. I'm a plug and play kind of person, but trying to fix the wig and you got to do some things even with lace front wigs. I've got a really expensive, really nice wig, but then it's lace front, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? I need plug and play.
I've got an outfit that I wore to Exotica, mind you, when I got my fangs made. So I'm gonna wear that and my fangs. Yeah.
How do you make your fangs stick? Because I haven't quite figured that part out. I have the fangs and I have multiple different types of adhesive, and I don't know if my mouth is too wet, but they won't stick. They won't stick.
Okay. First and foremost, my fangs were custom made. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Oh my God. I could see his face plain as day. But he was a vendor at Exotica. I got introduced to him.
His name is Horror Show Jack.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Horror Show Jack.
Wait, hold on a second. Let's see, where can I do this here? If I add myself in here, this guy right here.
That's one of his.
Yeah, that's one of.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of his.
Yep.
So anyway, his fangs literally are created, molded to your teeth. So when I pop them suckers in, they're in. I have more trouble getting them off. So I have never used adhesives. I just pop them on. And I've got a set of 2. So, I either can wear 4 or I can wear just 2.
Oh, neat. I'm excited to see it.
They also make, I know this because of little kids in Halloween costumes. They make them that you can get at the Halloween store that you put these little, they're like the same material that you make like mouth guards with, and you put them in the tooth, like in the root of the tooth or whatever, and it form fits. You have to boil it, and then it form fits to you. Probably very similar to what Casey has. That is for you vampire enthusiasts. They're pretty cool because once you fit them to your teeth, you have them forever.
Right.
Unless you're my kids and you lose them 2 days after fucking Halloween. But anyways.
I
look forward to putting them on.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be a process. I'm going to have to get up really early to figure out the whole putting in my teeth and, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to suck your blood.
Got to put in your teeth to come do the boob tube show.
Yeah, because when I get done, I'm going to take them out and get to work.
Anyway.
I mean, I got to be a good stripper, right?
Anyway.
Not all strippers. This is a disclaimer. Not all strippers or any strippers. I'm not saying any strippers perform any of that stuff. That was totally, let's not take that. Just me. And because I enjoy it. Anyways, all right, wrapping up. Hold on. And you've been watching BoobTube on EXXXOTICA.tv. Oh yeah, social media, guys. Let's do our social media.
Her fabulous cards.
For Casey to have like her running credits.
Oh, wait. Okay. And now. And okay, there you go. Sorry. I was ready.
You can follow me on Twitter at DesirableBottom, my Instagram, DesirableBottom_, onlyfans.com/DesirableBottom, and my official website, DesirableBottom.com. Kari Anthony.
I am Platinum Pussy and the #1 on Twitter. My site is queenofbbw.com. My podcast is platinumpussyradio.com. And BoobTube every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on EXXXOTICA.tv. Woo! Yes! We hope to see you guys next week, and we appreciate you coming this week. So keep it locked and loaded, and we will look forward to seeing you again. Back to you today.